Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the My Stocks Journey channel. So I did want to just bring you guys a little update on my portfolio, what all happened today, the rebound that kind of happened in my personal portfolio, and give you guys some insight on what all I have planned and how I plan on going about the end of this weekend, the things I'm going to try to plan on doing this weekend, and what I'm going to plan on doing for next weekend. So as we can see here, I am currently up for today, $188. That's super cool. I know earlier in the week, we can go here. Earlier in the week, actually, today, we hit our all-time low at midnight around. We were at $5,787 in my Robinhood account. That did have me down $106.50 altogether. I did just put this portfolio on Robinhood together sometime around last week after I switched over from M1 Finance a few months ago. And so it is nice to see a little bit of a rebound here, make some of that money back and go, grow past those previous high points. So at the beginning of the week, I started off with $5,893. That's where I started off at. As every day went by, pretty much for the most part, we did go down a good bit. Just pretty much every day was a negative day. I know we did have a bit of a rebound here yesterday, but that didn't last too long. So I kind of got my hopes up a little bit, but not too much, just because we all know how the stock market does. And then of course today we did a rebound. So we did reach, let's see, around 1-ish, between 12 and 1 o'clock, we did break even for the week. And then as the market did come to a close, we managed to go over that. We did slow momentum down a little bit in the aftermarket hours, of course, but that's to be expected, of course. And so, yeah, we ended the week with a gain of $100, which is super awesome. I know the market, let's see, we'll check the S&P 500 ETF, VU, let's see. I do believe it was down a bit for the week. Yeah, so it was actually, now that the aftermarket hours have been in place, it did go up a little bit. It was up about 17%, whereas our portfolio did grow about 1.71%, so a lot more, about 10 times the growth of the actual market. And that was simply because whenever I did get some of these investments in, I did buy at super good times. One I did want to take a look at was Main Street Capital. Actually, let's just go here. So for Main Street Capital, actually, so I'll go over Stag Industrial first real quick and just get this one out the way, so I can show the Robinhood one. But for Stag Industrial, we were up a pretty good bit this week for sure. It only went up about 44 cents, which isn't amazing, but isn't bad as well. I definitely don't mind seeing some growth, especially in times like this. And so yeah, we are up about $240 overall from Stag Industrial. I bought in around maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, I think, and I bought in at like $21.50 for my average cost. So seeing it going up is super solid. It does, it makes me happy seeing that go up to like 25, 23. And so, that gives us a super good return. And yeah, so, just seeing it going up, seeing it doing its thing. I do believe that Stag will hit about $32, $33 by the end of the year. I do see a lot of volatility in between then. Nothing too, consistent, nothing too stress-free on the way up, but I do believe that it will continue to grow even if the market does, hit some troubles. I believe Stag Industrial is going to, do pretty good, And then we'll go over to my Robinhood account. On Robinhood, we can see my shares here. I will set it to total return. So we can see pretty much all of my stocks that I did recently get are up, which is an amazing feeling. Coca-Cola was actually down $1.50, which I can't really complain. It's not, for times like this, I'll take it, $1.50. Cool, I think we will definitely get that back soon. And you can see here that I did put like $10 into Bitcoin, just because I'm not really big into Bitcoin. I've never really invested time into understanding it, but I was curious just to watch it go up and down and just see how it interacts with, everything else, see how it moves and changes. I do know that with investing in Bitcoin through Robinhood, you don't actually own the coin, meaning you can't exchange coins, you can't withdraw your coins. It's almost like you're investing in that price with the promise coming back that when you will to sell, you'll get amount of money, which is kind of sketchy. But I do personally just believe with the convenience, I'm just trying to, kind of explore with it, see how it goes. I'm not going to go too crazy into it. Probably end up with one day, but I'm not, I don't really mind it. I'm more into the Bitcoin side just for the, the gains and the potential profits, less than the fact that trying to exchange Bitcoin and trying to do all these things, that's just not really for me. And so we'll take a look. Store capital was down a bit this week. It did recover a lot of ground today, which is amazing. Let's see. So this week, I know I bought in at $16, which was around somewhere in between these right here. So I did kind of buy at not the best time for sure, but it happens. We did start the week off pretty high. I remember being up about $100 or so. And then on the 21st, which I believe was like Tuesday, Monday or so, it dropped and it hit about 15.56. Kind of been a little bit volatile this week, as every stock has been. And then today it hit 15.99. My average cost is 16, meaning I'm only down a cent per stock. So I'm down about $1.44, which I honestly cannot complain once again. I do believe that'll cover some ground, get those dividends going, get those reinvested, it'll all be fine. So secondly, Main Street Capital. This is one that I am very happy about this week, just while this is loading. So recently, just like with my investments, I must say that I was catching a lot of them at lower points from the month or the week or everything like that. And so these gains that I'm getting right now, I know they're not going to be permanent. I do believe the market's going to go down and test those lows again. I don't think it'll hit. I personally just don't believe it's going to hit the lows that we hit before. Just because, yes, we're getting all these bad news, but it's almost like our society and the economy is used to this volatility and all the bad stuff going on. So hearing these job loss reports isn't affecting it as much as it would be if it was in January. If that makes any sense. But once again, so with Main Street Capital, I bought in at an average cost of $22.16, and that holds it right around here roughly. So we can bring that across to about right there. Let's just say with that. So you can see that this week was a super good week for me. Main Street Capital did cover lots of ground today, which is amazing. Super happy about that because I was down a good bit. I was down about $1.66 per share, which does add up. But as we had these big spikes, these big uphills, I did make a good bit back. But that does go to show that I didn't necessarily try to time the market, but I did notice that there was a low that it was reaching on average, and I just tried to buy, not when it hit that low, but when it rebounded a little bit. And it did work out for me in that one, but that's definitely not something that I know it's not something that'll work all the time, and I don't suggest, I'm not giving advice to other people to try that, but that's just how I kind of based when I was going to try to buy in and when I wasn't. And then lastly, I'll take a look at Coca-Cola. Well, Coca-Cola pretty much broke even this week. $1.50 is like a couple cents per share, so nothing crazy. And then Microsoft, as per usual, coming in clutch. If you can't tell, even from my last video, huge fan of Microsoft. It doesn't go through too much. It doesn't drop as much as the other companies. Not too volatile. So consistent. Such a good growth pattern. Super duper huge fan of Microsoft. Huge fan. And with that being said, we'll take a look at our end of week. And that does leave us, we did have a super high beginning of the week for sure, as the rest of the market did for sure. But you can see here that as it hit its drop, no matter what's going on, Microsoft tends to just start to slowly build its way back up. Super amazing stock. We can see it here once again. That's beautiful. I mean, to go through such a major drop and just to cover that much ground, it just shows how strong of a company it is, that it doesn't, it has a super good balance sheet, super good finances, super good management, and honestly one of my favorite stocks of all time, obviously. But yep, and then that'll be the last one. I will update you guys. The ones I am looking out for, they should be, there we go. So the ones that I'm watching out for, my watch outs, I am looking to buy, if it would load. Come on. So I'm looking to, Sirius XM is one that I do see a little bit of gain in. I think that it has potential to go back up, so I have been watching that. Also, by Berkshire Hathaway, another reason that I do believe that it has potential. You know, I have faith in that company. I believe that the investments they're making have, you know, their reasoning, and then when I do my own due diligence and I come across their balances, their balance sheet, their management, and kind of decide whether I like them or not. If it gets to a certain price that I like, possibly I'll buy it, but it's one that I'm just going to watch out for now. Waste Management is another one I do believe I'm going to buy next week. I think next week for sure is going to be, let's see. So we can kind of see here that Waste Management is, you know, almost not exactly like Microsoft, a little bit more volatile than Microsoft is, but also still an amazing stock. Waste and garbage is a growing industry. The more people we have on the planet, the more garbage, the more recycling, the more everything we're going to have to do. And I believe Waste Management is the top of the notch, top of the game. They run it. I know they are having some, you know, a little bit of financial issues with their recycling department, but I don't see that necessarily being something that's going to completely stop them in the future from regaining this momentum and re-going back up. So I do believe that while it is down here, not even 50% recovered, I'm more than likely going to buy in next week, especially if you see that little down curve there. If that continues to go down, I'm almost 100% going to buy in, maybe get like 6 or 7 shares for sure. And that's the one I'm looking out for next week. And yeah, so that is my weekly update on my portfolio. Like I said, we did get a lot of ground. We made a lot back today. We recovered the 100 we lost, made an extra 100 on top of that. And then we are now at, I think we do have, if I am correct, yes, so we did reach the $7,500 mark. You know, I've only invested, obviously, you take 240 away from that, 100 away from that, so I've only invested 7,200 of my own money, 7,150. So seeing that growth, reaching $7,500 without investing a full 7,500, super awesome. Something that I couldn't do just in a high savings bank account. So definitely, it's an awesome thing to watch that grow. And yeah, so I will see you guys soon with any new updates, anything that comes out, anything major that I see, any buys, any sells, anything like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.